dude. Next step is to find a smart home and break into its server.
How's the display unit at their head complex looking?
Let's see. Security's lax. Should be safe to test for 0 day.
Should be? Thanks for the optimism.
Hola! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick, and we are once again back checking out some early gameplay of Watch Dogs 2. Once again, early capture footage was taken during my time in San Francisco via Ubisoft press event that was held in the city. Flights and accommodations were provided by Ubisoft. Full disclosure, don't get sued. CIA does not break down the door, and we get to continue doing this YouTube thing for you guys. So in this session, I'm going to be talking about the story, my impressions of the story. If you guys want my impressions, ooh, this is my first time. This is my first time rewatching the gameplay, and that is one snazzy jacket. In the previous episode, we discussed gameplay as much as I possibly could, and in this episode, we're gonna kind of briefly talk about story. And the reason why I say briefly is because I really didn't get that much of a grasp of what the story was like. This gameplay that you guys are watching, I was told, was about 4 hours into the main campaign of the game. And I think that's probably what Watch Dogs 1 suffered from the most. It was probably its storyline and its characters. Aiden Pierce kind of had like the personality of a rock and wasn't that engaging. It did the usual, I'm doing all this shit because of revenge of you killed the person of my family members and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's what Ubisoft, at least for the last couple of years, has really struggled trying to do, developing really strong characters. I think in recent memory, the strongest characters I enjoyed were obviously Ezio, but the last one I really enjoyed, I think, was Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed 4. And all the characters in all the previous games spanning across all the franchises, and yes, this is a moped with green nos. It's kind of just like take it or leave it. This might be because we got dropped into the very middle of the game, so we didn't get any backstories on any of the characters whatsoever. It would basically be like picking up a book and starting in the middle and trying to find some sort of connection with the characters. It would be like nearly impossible. So hopefully the front end of the game will kind of give you guys a little bit more of a background. But personally myself, I didn't play the front end of the game, so I can't tell you my opinions of it. And I think part 1 probably would have been a better episode to start talking about the story if I would have just planned these episodes a lot better, just because part 1 had more cinematics. And just as I was playing it and then rewatching the footage, it was kind of just the interaction between all the characters in DedSec, their little hacker group of hipsters. It just seemed a little bit awkward. The conversations and the interactions between all those characters, it didn't engage me that much. Although I did like Wrench. I think everyone in the comment box just loved Wrench just because he's a very unique character. He looks like Deadmau5. He has a unique voice. He's kind of eccentric. So we all love Wrench, but he's not the main character that you're going to be playing as. You're playing as Marcus. So hopefully things get a little bit explored more when the game fully comes out.
Day worked. I'm in.
Awesome work, Marcus. Take a look around inside the house. Home stores all their user data locally as a part of their security guarantee. If you can access the footage of people checking out the house, that'll be enough to sound the alarm.
Got it.
So this is the second phase of this main mission, and once again we're still kind of gaining a foothold of how the entire game mechanics works. We need to hack into Tony Stark's house right here and get the information that we need from a supercomputer that's hidden somewhere. And I did what the person beside me recommended when I was first picking up the tutorial for this game. Going in with the drones first, figuring out the best way to approach everything. And in this specific mission right here, I just let the drones do all the work. Once again, you still have the options of playing what you want. If you want to be more hands-on and more aggressive, you can actually just get Marcus to go in there himself. But you want to play as a hacker, you want to play with all the shiny toys and tools at your disposal. So I was just still trying to learn this game, trying to figure out what to do and how the best things to approach it. So in this specific mission, once again, we stick with the drones. In the next mission, I think, I go more hands-on, more up and personal, where I just try to attack the base by myself. But yeah, you have the options of doing what you want. And I'm just going to talk briefly about the gameplay because, once again, there's really nothing more I can say about the story. I didn't get a grasp of any more story tidbits that I could share with you guys. Not because I don't want to, just because it was basically an all gameplay session. But in terms of like the gameplay itself, one thing that I wanted to talk to you. Fuck you, robot! I think there was like some motion sensors in this room which made the robot angry. But anyways, so we're gonna talk about the gameplay because I have more to talk about right there. And I was reading the comments from part 1, because I still do read comments. I don't get a chance to respond to all of them, but I still do read them. And one of the biggest complaints from people watching the gameplay was that a lot of people thought that the driving mechanics in this game looked shitty, not very well done at all. And this is like an honest, legitimate question. I want to know from you guys, the people who thought the driving mechanics looked bad, what game are you guys using as a benchmark into making your opinions? Are you guys basing it off of like a driving simulator like Gran Turismo or Need for Speed or Forza, or are you comparing it to like other open world games such as like Grand Theft Auto? Because I'm not a racing connoisseur, I don't play any of those racing simulator games, but I've played, you can pick up packages, as you can see, collectibles with the RC car here. But I do play pretty much every other game that comes out, like Grand Theft Auto and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, like, I didn't think the racing controls were bad when I played Watch Dogs 2. I thought they actually felt pretty good. Each car felt like it had its unique flavor, and controls were just responsive. I don't know how, personally, I don't know how people can make that assumption of how the driving mechanics of a game look bad without actually playing it. It's just one of those things. I don't know. You guys let me know. How can you tell if a game mechanics feel bad without actually playing it yourself? You can't just look at something and say that it looks bad. Well, you can, but like in terms of like making an opinion of how something plays, and like especially drive mechanics, it would be like saying the platforming in a platformer looks bad without you actually playing. I don't know. I was just very confused when I was just reading all the comments, and I'm like the first one. Like if I am always open and honest with you guys. I don't get paid separately to make these videos. Ubisoft does not have like one hand in my pocket trying to slip me something a little bit extra. I just literally, the only thing I get is I get a free flight in a hotel, and I can basically, I'm allowed to say anything that I want about the game. I can say I hate it, I like it. You guys know that I've said I've hated things in the past, I've loved things in the past. So I'm always open and honest with you guys and how a game feels, and that's always kind of what my goal for the channel will always be. So like I said, I thought the driving mechanics were good in this game, and like I said earlier, in terms of the negatives, I didn't really get the story at this point, other than we're just hipsters and we're fighting against the man at this point. So let me know in the comment box what you guys feel, and what you guys, if you guys can kind of just elaborate on your opinions of the different aspects of this game, because I always like reading your guys' comments and trying to figure out what you guys feel for a game is. My goal is to make you guys well-rounded people when you watch my videos, and what I mean by that is I want to empower you guys. I want to give you guys all the information that I possibly can, my opinion, so you guys can make informed, smart decisions as consumers.
You had access.
It's just a relay point. The data's being stored off-site.
No. That's not how this hardware works. If they'd installed something different,
Josh? You still there?
Looks like he's speed reading a series of intercompany memos. We'll get back to you on the how. You trace up the what.
On it.
I think this is a Maserati. Looks like a Maserati. Nice sexy red car. But like I was saying, part of being a smart, well-rounded person who's able to formulate their own opinions is being able to get past joining that like internet mob mentality of you hate things just to hate them. And yeah, we all know what I'm talking about. I'm not speaking like a different language here. I want you guys to be able to formulate your own opinions and just have a fun time, either playing, or in this case, if you're just watching this video, watching someone play a video game. I know that a lot of people who find my channel and subscribe to my channel, they first find the series or a game that they weren't 100% sure about, so they Google gameplay from game X, and if I'm lucky, one of my videos pop up, and people can get a sense and a pulse of whether they like a game based on like the first episode. And that's usually why, in most cases, like a Let's Play channel like mine, like the most views that a video gets is the first episode, because that's what people are checking out. That's what people are more intrigued about. They're just intrigued about finding out what a gameplay is like in like the first hour or so. And me crashing cars into hookers or...
Guys, I'm drawing close to the data funnel. Gonna find somewhere to jack in.
Being a hipster second, and some of my sarcastic comments is kind of just like secondary to everything.
Okay, here we go. Wow. Home's got streams coming in from all over. I don't think this is just 2.0 we're looking at.
You're right. There's way too much here for the limited number of devices that are already live.
I'm gonna dive into their system, see where all this juicy information is winding up.
Keep us posted.
Alright, so we're near the end of this phase of the mission, and this area is... I know exactly where this is, because this is right across from the Bay Bridge that leads into Oakland, California. And the reason I know this is because I have spent the majority of my time in San Francisco in this exact area. This building right here is the Mozilla Firefox building, and like right behind it or beside it is like the Google office's headquarters. And the reason why I know this is because this is like the prime Pokemon Go hunting spot. In this like little courtyard right here, there's like a reoccurring Bulbasaur spawn. And across the street where the Bay Bridge is, it's there's a fire station, so there's actually a Charmander hotspot. There's like 3 Charmanders that pop up like every like 10 minutes. It's like awesome. I had like a Charizard within like an hour. So it's just, like I said, Ubisoft does like a great job of like recreating all the buildings, and it's just funny like watching this gameplay. There's the bridge right there. See, it's the bridge. It's just funny rewatching this gameplay and just like picturing where I was playing Pokemon Go. I equate everything in life now, all landmarks, to Pokemon Go, just because it's like consuming my life at this point. But our goal here was just to solve this very brief laser puzzle leading into this server room, and we need to kind of like bounce between cameras in order to hack the computer. You need direct line of sight to the actual computer to do the hacking, and that's pretty much where this episode leaves off. Once we get the hack, we'll get like another dialogue scene, and I think I'm gonna leave you guys here with the rest of the gameplay. In the next episode, we'll talk about technical aspects of the game, how it ran, how the graphics looked. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying this early look at gameplay from Watch Dogs 2. If you're enjoying, drop the video a quick thumbs up, and as always, have a fantastic day.
Okay, opening the floodgates. Now.
Marcus, what did you do?
What do you mean? I gave you guys access.
Yeah, and alerted Home's private security at the same time. They gotta have an auxiliary system monitoring their connections. Just hole up and wait it out. We'll siphon everything as fast as we can.
Okay, hurry. what?
Not cool. Way not cool.
Satara, what's he seeing?
Home's packaging users together into different streams and selling access to other companies. Mostly health insurance, looks like.
So what?
So you order pizza too often, your premiums skyrocket.
And Home gets a kickback.
Wow, that's nasty.
That's just scratching the surface. We'll run through it on our end and pick out juicy details for the smear vid.
What's that guy doing? Why does he have a toilet brush up his ass?
Hey, spoilers! Spoilers!
Help! Someone!
It's been a day now. I don't want to smother him.